Welcome. My name's Adam Hyslop, and I'm UBC's Manager of Transportation Planning. UBC is developing its first ever transportation plan for the Okanagan campus, and we're excited to share a draft of this plan with the campus community for feedback during this phase of public consultation. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that UBC's Okanagan campus is located on the unceded territory of the Syilx peoples of the Okanagan, and that UBC's activities take place on Indigenous lands throughout British Columbia and beyond. Before we finalize the UBC Okanagan Transportation Plan and submit it to the UBC's Board of Governors for approval, we're collecting feedback from the campus community on the suite of strategies, actions, and targets proposed within the plan. For a chance to win a $100 gift card to the UBC bookstore, complete the online survey on the campus planning website by October 6th. We're also hosting a virtual open house where you can learn more about the draft plan and talk directly with the planning team on September 28th. The UBC Okanagan Transportation Plan will serve as a high-level roadmap for meeting the transportation needs of the UBC Okanagan community through the year 2040. It describes the university's vision for the future of transportation at UBC Okanagan and a suite of related objectives, targets, strategies, and actions to help us get there. The draft plan was informed by campus community feedback collected in the fall of 2020, along with input from the campus stakeholders and technical analysis over the past year and a half of plan development. The draft plan responds to themes raised by the campus community during the previous phase of consultation by enabling better and more convenient public transit through ongoing advocacy with the City of Kelowna and BC Transit, as well as the introduction of a discounted faculty and staff transit pass. The draft plan responds to themes raised by the campus community during the previous phase of consultation by enabling better and more convenient public transit through ongoing advocacy with the City of Kelowna and BC Transit, as well as the introduction of a discounted faculty and staff transit pass, improving cycling infrastructure for biking to, from, and around campus, providing incentives and resources to make carpooling easier and more attractive, including a new app-based ride matching service, continued support for increasing the amount of remote working, learning, and teaching, building on important progress made throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, and continued implementation of the 2015 campus plan through the development of an increasingly compact campus with a mix of academic facilities, community amenities, and housing, reducing the need to travel off campus. Campus planning has been developing this plan over the past 18 months collaboratively with campus stakeholders, including staff, faculty, and students, as well as regional stakeholders like the City of Kelowna. We're now in the final stages where we want your feedback on the draft plan before we seek approval from UBC's Board of Governors and begin implementing the strategies and actions identified. We are in the midst of a climate emergency, and UBC is committed to taking action in response. Commuting trips are the largest single source of emissions at the Okanagan campus, accounting for roughly 55% of total greenhouse gas emissions. This is why tackling commuting emissions features prominently in UBC's Emerging Climate Action Plan 2030, which is being developed concurrently with this transportation plan. To reduce commuting emissions, a dramatic shift in travel behavior towards more sustainable modes of transportation is going to be needed, particularly as we plan for anticipated growth. The daytime population at UBC Okanagan is expected to grow from around 11,000 faculty, staff, and students today to more than 17,000 by 2040. This will place increasing pressure on the transportation system, including roads, parking, and public transit. Existing parking lots on campus are already oversubscribed, and many will be replaced by new academic buildings over time. We need better sustainable transportation options. The campus community has expressed interest and support for improved active and sustainable transportation options, especially transit, and there is an expectation that the university take action. But we can't do it alone. Responding to these challenges will require related investments and actions by the City of Kelowna, BC Transit, private partners, and other levels of government. The transportation plan will help ensure UBC Okanagan is actively participating in and accelerating a broader regional transition towards a more just and sustainable transportation future. The plan includes a vision statement calling for a resilient, connected, and equitable transportation system for the campus and region, and acknowledging the need to work together with our community and partners to enable sustainable, healthy, and affordable travel choices, all while enhancing the UBC Okanagan experience and demonstrating leadership in climate action. We heard broad support for this vision from participants in the November 2020 public consultation process, with the majority of respondents either stating general support or focusing on specific parts of the vision that most resonated with them. 7 objectives were also developed to articulate the direction UBC Okanagan needs to go if we are to achieve the vision. In the November 2020 public consultation, participants were largely supportive of these 7 plan objectives. The majority of people said that each of the objectives was either very important or important to them, with similar levels of support across all objectives. The draft transportation plan identifies a suite of 21 strategies that help advance the plan objectives. The draft strategies are grouped into 5 focus areas of policy, programs, transit, active transportation, and vehicles. For more information on the full list of 21 strategies, please visit the campus planning website and review the draft plan. 10 of the plan's 21 strategies have been identified as being high impact in terms of their potential to advance the objectives and ensure we can achieve our 2040 targets. Each of these strategies includes a subset of actions that the university can take as we implement the plan. The high impact strategies include establishing a funding mechanism for sustainable transportation programs and initiatives, strengthening support for remote working, strengthening support for online learning, teaching, and research, establishing a sustainable transportation program office, enabling and incentivizing active transportation and transit, advocating for improved transit service, offering a staff and faculty transit pass, improving pedestrian and cycling connections, improving secure bike parking and end-of-trip facilities for cyclists, and updating our parking pricing model. Implementing the plan and achieving results will take time and will take a concerted effort, an ongoing effort, by the university administration, the entire campus community, and our external partners. Compared with a business as usual scenario, the plan will reduce total trips to and from campus and ensure that most of the growth in trips expected over the coming decades occurs via active and sustainable modes like walking, cycling, and transit. Successful implementation of the plan will also result in a dramatically reduced need for additional parking spaces on campus and reduced greenhouse gas emissions from commuting. For the plan to be successful, UBC will need to commit to continued monitoring and reporting on the progress made towards implementing each of these strategies and achieving mode share change. The plan establishes 6 targets that will be used to monitor the success of the plan. Targets 1 and 2 are what we're calling headline targets and focus on increasing overall sustainable transportation mode share to 55% by 2040, compared to about 42% today. Targets 3 to 6 are mode-specific targets for increasing the share of trips that are made by transit, walking, and cycling, and carpooling, vanpooling, and ride-sharing, while minimizing the amount of automobile traffic to and from campus. Successful implementation of the plan is anticipated to achieve these targets. Thanks for taking the time to learn a bit about the draft UBC Okanagan Transportation Plan. Don't forget to take our online survey and enter to win one of 5 $100 gift cards to the UBC bookstore.